Today we're going to be talking about AAA VR gaming. Now there is a bunch of amazing games that you can experience on the Quest, but today we're going to be refining it down to the best AAA-esque feeling games we have currently on that platform. Now don't fear, if you are either a PSVR 2 or a PC VR gamer, there's still a bunch on this list that will apply to you guys as well, but the real focus here is on Quest today. And I do hear that some of you are already clicking and clacking that keyboard saying AAA, but we're going to be talking about the most AAA feeling-esque games. These are the ones that have high IPs, incredible immersion, and all round just the most polished version of a game that you can experience on the Quest. And to be honest with you, most of these games on this list are so damn good they may even ruin experiences moving forward on Quest, because these ones are just the best of the bunch. But of course, before we dive into the video, I'll ask you one small favour, and that is to please consider smashing that like button, subscribing, and hyping, and every other button that's probably available down there. Give it a little poke for me, I'd massively appreciate it. Now let's dive into the very first game on this list. Well, let's start off this list strong with Batman Arkham Shadow. This one is a superhero VR game fans have been waiting for forever, continuing the Arkham series built for the ground up for VR. This is not a flat port, this throws you straight into Gotham's dark underbelly. You'll not only just be watching Batman, you get to be Batman, grappling across rooftops, swinging down, beating up thugs, scanning crime scenes, and this just feels like a cinematic, complete and interactive experience. It's got that Arkham atmosphere, gritty, rain-soaked streets. It's one of those ones that they've really nailed the combat system inside of. I personally really love it. Some people find it kind of arcadey, but nonetheless, I loved it personally. Not just that, but getting to use all of the bat gadgets from all the original games, and of course, just getting to actually, use them is the main key part here that just feels frigging incredible. This is easily one of the most polished sort of AAA feeling experiences that we currently have on the Quest, and this one is just an easy recommend from me. Next up, we have Metro Awakening. If you've ever wanted that dark, story-driven, post-apocalyptic vibe in VR, well, this is the one. You'll be exploring the underground tunnels of Moscow after the nuclear war, flashlight flickering and your gas mask fogging up. Every corner feels like something new is waiting to grab you, and the developers behind Metro really know about atmosphere, and bringing that to VR means a lot. This game really brings everything from the Metro universe to life, from the jump scares all the way down just to that pure immersion inside of this universe. This really feels like the world is closing in on you and so many things are happening all at once, and it's just such a deep immersive experience. Next up, we have Behemoth. Well, now this game is one of my personal favorites. I absolutely love this game. This is from the same team that built Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, and well, they definitely delivered on this game. Huge boss fights, brutal melee combat, awesome climbing systems, and on top of that, a mixture of like that Shadow of Colossus and Skyrim, but in VR. Everything about this game pretty much screams AAA. They nailed the combat, they nailed the scale of this game, and the cinematic experience. You are going to be scaling legitimate behemoths. These things are the size of skyscrapers. You're going to be taking down some of the most insane creatures you've ever seen, even to the fact of riding a frigging bat through the sky. And I'm not just talking a regular bat, we're talking a behemoth bat, where you're going to be riding across the sky, taking this thing out, and then actually gliding to the ground. Everything about this experience is absolutely top notch. I really love this, and I think it's something that everyone should get to experience, as it's just such a unique game. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed Nexus. You've got to respect the ambition of this game, because you get to play through 3 characters and 3 storylines that just feel insane to be able to experience, in first person. This is the first time that Ubisoft has really gone full open world-ish in VR, and it actually feels like an Assassin's Creed game. Free running across rooftops, dropping down, stealth killing people, throwing knives, blocking sword attacks, and all that full motion based stuff. Now, some people didn't love the combat system in this game, but I actually think they did a pretty damn good job of it. Although it feels like a little bit arcadey at times, it still does have all of that magic that makes you feel like an absolute badass assassin. You'll get to play as Ezio, Cassandra, and Connor. So basically 3 Assassin's Creed games in one. If you've ever wanted to sort of physically leap of faith, well, you can in this game, and it's about the closest you're going to get without actually, breaking your legs. Next up we have Reach. Now this one had a pretty rocky launch when it came out last month. Nonetheless, I still have to put this on this list because it is still a very AAA feeling experience inside of the Quest. Now I will say it's a bit of a shorter experience where you're going to be getting in there for maybe 5 to 6 hours, but the cinematic visuals and awesome sort of things you get to do through this with the Captain America style shield bouncing around, being able to climb up here. You've got the grappling hook which keeps things interesting, and then on top of that you also have your bow with various different sort of arrow types. Now the enemies you'll be facing in this aren't the most sophisticated, but the world building inside of this does feel incredible, so it's still one I can recommend, but this one's definitely one of those I would wait for a sale type games, but nonetheless still pretty damn impressive to have running on a Quest. Next up we have Wanderer Fragments of Fates. Now this one for me, it had a little bit of a shaky launch, but they've definitely ironed out everything now, and this is just again now at this point pretty easy to recommend. This is time traveling, puzzle solving with a bit of action and adventure, of course tied into the mix as well. This one's just super fun. I love the fact that when you're kind of getting bored of an area, you're going to be time traveling to a different place, mixing up all the time and revisiting those areas throughout the game to keep it fresh and interesting throughout the entire experience. Super solid game. Next we have Arizona Sunshine 1 and 2. Both of these recently had a full-on graphical upgrade, so regardless of whether you're playing this on Quest, PCVR, PSVR 2, they all look friggin' phenomenal now. They've been pushed right up to the spec count that you can expect from any of those headsets. Props to them, because honestly the first game is a bloody old game at this point, but they still put the time and effort into upgrading this entirely so that it fell in line with the second game. So now I can easily recommend either of these games. If you're looking for a zombie action shooter, well, yeah, do it. Next up we have pretty much one of the stars of 2025 in my opinion, and that is Arcane Age. This game has really hit hard when it comes to just a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people playing it, and it just doing freaking well, and there's a good reason for that, and that's because this is an actual solid game. If you're looking for something that is a beautiful world that's going to feel very open world-ish, and you're going to be able to get around there exploring, hunting for things, fighting for survival, and making cool weaponry, well this game's kind of got all of that and more. I highly recommend you pick this one up, as it's one of the probably, like I say, best games that's come out this year. Next up we have Alien Rogue Incursion. Well, this one, it's terrifying in the best way possible as you're being chased down by xenomorphs. This has been built from the ground up for VR, and they deliver, I think, quite heavily on the promise of putting you inside of this universe. It's kind of a horror-esque kind of tension building game as you go through it. Well, of course you're being tracked down by a bunch of xenomorphs, as I say, but this just looks fantastic on the Quest, and creeping through all those derelict corridors, hearing motion tracker beeps, and knowing that somewhere in the vents it's waiting for you. The lighting, the atmosphere and the sound design is done incredibly well inside of this game, and it's definitely that next level immersion that we're looking for when we're looking for things that are sort of AAA-esque inside of VR, and honestly if you survive this one without throwing your headset off at least once, I've got mad respect for you. Next up we have Asgard's Wrath 2. Now if we're talking about full-scale open-world RPGs, well then Asgard's Wrath 2 is still the king of this kind of genre. It's easily one of the biggest and most ambitious games ever made for VR, and it's got everything from a massive story, tons of side quests, detailed combat, beautiful environments, and it actually feels like a full-length RPG, not just a VR experience or a VR demo. The combat system in this feels solid with parrying, slicing, spell casting, switching between god mode, and of course mortal mode, giving you that unique twist. You also get a bunch of characters and like people to assist you throughout this game that can do some awesome things like turning into different animals which you can ride or fly. This just feels freaking incredible. I absolutely love this game, and you can put legitimately hundreds of hours into this if you want. If you want a game just to lose maybe a ton of time inside of, well, Asgard's Wrath 2 definitely has it all, and it will deliver the entire way through it. Next up you have The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 1 and 2. Now this one is so amazing because it drops you inside of that Walking Dead universe without having the crutch of it being based around the TV shows. In this one you are the main character. You don't have Rick Grimes to lean on or anything like that. It's all down to you and down to the decisions you're going to make throughout playing these games. It's such an incredible experience, from destroying zombies to that sort of absolute horror sometimes of crawling through a house knowing where potentially zombies are going to be in the dark, just you, your torch, your knife, because you don't want to be too loud and you don't want to attract attention from a horde. The visuals on this are pretty damn impressive. It's also got a really cool crafting system with weapons and various different things that you can sort of unlock throughout the game, as well as intense encounters throughout. It nails that feeling of desperation, scavenging for supplies, sneaking through houses, and of course, like I said, hearing those walkers creeping up just behind you. It's brutal, honestly, in the best way possible. Next up, you have Red Matter 1 and 2. If you haven't played these games, you're missing out on some of the most polished storytelling in VR. They're not only beautiful games, but they are atmospheric, sci-fi puzzle adventures that feel just super cinematic from start to finish. Gorgeous visuals, in fact some of the best we've ever had on Quest, as well as that sense of mystery throughout both of these titles, as you get to learn so much more the deeper you go into the game. It's not about that non-stop action, although the second game does have a little bit of that. It's more about that exploration, curiosity, and uncovering something that feels bigger than you. Next up, we have Bone Lab. Well, I think we all know what this game is by now. This one's an absolutely freaking incredible showcase of physics inside of virtual reality. It's one of the more technically impressive games that we have running natively on the Quest, plus it has all that mod support to keep you locked in after you're done with the story stuff. There is a ton to do in this game where you can, you know, then again, like I say, mod it out to be a friggin' Star Wars character if you want, or Spider-Man. It's absolute chaos in all the best ways, and not just that, it kind of has endless possibilities to keep you sort of locked in and experiencing this game in a billion different ways, depending on what experience you want to have. And I feel like I don't need to explain this one too much, but you know, it's just a solid experience all round. It's Bone Lab, it's on the Quest standalone, and it's one that we should all embrace. Next up, we have Blade and Sorcery Nomad. Now, this was a dream for a long of times for people getting Blade and Sorcery over to the Quest, and they bloody nailed this experience in my opinion. The physics in this, again, are absolutely second to none when it comes to sword fighting games. Blade and Sorcery Nomad is still the ultimate VR sandbox, pure combat game that we have out right now. There's nothing else that matches its melee system. The modding community keep this game absolutely alive throughout everything, because again, you can completely customize this experience to your own. Even just the base game alone feels frigging amazing, using magic, various different melee weapons, and of course your hands to get those gritty jobs done. Sometimes you just gotta punch a dude in the face. So if you just want to mess around or test your skills, this one feels like a medieval god of chaos. Well, this game is just the one for you. Not only that, but they finally finished the game now, with it having that full-on story-driven mode that runs through it, as well as a bunch of different other things like the dungeon runs, or of course just getting into that sandbox and being an absolute mad lad. I love this game. It's such an easy recommend from me, and one to easily just get in your life and have some fun. Next up, we have an oldie but a goldie, and that is Resident Evil 4. Now, I know that you can play this in higher quality on other platforms, but on the Quest itself, this still remains one of those absolute classic bangers that people just need to play. If you're new to the headset, or if you're old to the headset, if you haven't played Resident Evil 4, this is one you need to experience. This is, of course, the classic, but now in virtual reality, and it just feels like something else entirely, getting to embody the characters and actually, well, just play this game for yourself in first person, fighting off villagers up close, reloading your shotgun manually, and actually feeling that tension when you hear a chainsaw revving up behind you. It's brilliant. It's fast paced, it's action heavy, and it just works so well on standalone VR. If you ever wanted that sort of AAA feeling, a complete campaign, cinematic moments, that real weight behind your weapons, this is an absolute must play. And last but not least, we also have Tracked Shoot to Survive. Now this one comes out this Thursday. If you're watching this video a couple of days after it's come out, or any time after that, well, this game is out now. I can talk about this game because the first impressions are out, and I can tell you it's a pretty solid experience on the Quest. This one is all about survival, all about immersion, and all about that crafting system. This feels like probably one of the more sort of deep games that you can get into right now, with a really solid crafting system throughout this, a really solid survival system that is pretty relentless, and it feels like you are trying to survive. It doesn't just feel like you're getting to your next bit of your mission, whilst also having a solid story where you are trying to find your sister in the Canadian woods, and yeah, there's a bunch of bad guys and you're gonna have to take them out to be able to make it through this entire story. This is just a really solid experience that I highly recommend people check out. Like I say, a little bit early to the mark talking about it today, as it still has 2 days to come out yet, but I can tell you after experiencing this one for myself, this is a pretty solid title that I think you should all give a go. Now there is games that you need to experience on the Quest that are all AAA style, but I have a couple of extra ones here that are in the coming soon section, and honestly I just have to recommend them. Kicking it off with Thief Legacy of the Shadows. Now I have had the chance to play this game early. I've even made a video fully covering my experience of that on the channel, so if you want to see a little bit more of that, go check out the channel because I actually have a video covering this with my early gameplay thoughts. But this one is all about that stealth, darkness and precision. It's like dropping you directly into the Thief universe, and they've done an incredible job of that. And this just feels amazing. It's old school Thief atmosphere, but in VR, sneaking through the shadows, picking locks, stealing treasures, and all of the other good stuff that comes with this game. They've absolutely nailed this one. I'm very much looking forward to it coming out, and this is just an easy one to be able to recommend to you guys to be able to keep an eye out on, or go stick on your wish list now. And of course, as it comes closer to this game coming out, I'll have a lot more to be able to share with you guys as well. And last but not least on this list, we have Marvel's Deadpool VR, another AAA feeling game in my opinion. I feel like they've done an absolutely incredible job with this. Again, I have had the chance to try this one out early, and again, there are videos on the channel if you want to check out more about this game. But just know that this one is coming up, and well, it's brutal, it's got that humor, and it's breaking that fourth wall. This one is that full-on chaos with katanas and guns. The Merc with a Mouth is making its way to VR. They've done a pretty damn good job of this. Now this one has that full-on sort of comic aesthetic going on inside of it, cel shaded, and it just works so well in my opinion to be done in this way. This is one that's, once again, I'm easily recommending, but I would say, you know, keep an eye on the channel. I'll be talking more about this in the future to keep you locked in and give you the most information I possibly can about these games as they drop, and recommend whether it's time to pick them up or time to wait for a sale. And there you have it guys, that is a ton of awesome games for you to go and experience as of right now. It doesn't matter what platform you own or multiple platforms that you potentially own, you can dive into some awesome experiences and experience some stuff that's freaking awesome. And of course, those few at the end there as well that are going to be coming soon, or coming your way soon. So if you enjoyed this, if you found it helpful, smash like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know down below if I missed any games that you think should be on this list. I always miss a couple, it's my bad, I am just human. No, but seriously, other than that, comments down below, let me know if I missed anything, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out, bye!